Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here. Today we're going to be talking about who has the best advice for magicians YouTube channel. Alright everyone, so as much as I would like to say, I think my channel was the pioneer channel, like the first one to focus heavily on providing practical advice for magicians so that they can become better magicians, not just teaching magic sleights and not just doing tutorials, but actually giving advice so that magicians can improve their craft, as well as teaching magicians who are maybe performing as hobbyists and teaching them how to become professional entertainers. I think that this channel has done a pretty decent job at that, but there's another channel and another magician that is blowing up pretty big recently. He's a big name in magic already, so you probably already know exactly who this person is, but I highly recommend you guys go check out his channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description right below so that you guys can go ahead and check out his channel. Make sure that if you head over there that you subscribe to his channel and drop a comment. Let him know that you saw him here at O'Brien Magic's YouTube channel. But anyways, the person I am talking about is the host and creator of Slightly Unusual Magic TV. I am talking, of course, about Craig Petty. Now, he is an English magician. He's been doing magic pretty much his whole life. He's a professional worker, and he actually runs a company that teaches magicians how to become professionals. And a lot of that advice that he gives, he actually gives for free on his YouTube channel. So aside from giving practical advice, he also does Q&As, he does magic performance videos, he does magic reviews, he does magic rants. Some of my favorite videos of his are his magic rants, where he just talks about things that are really, as he says, pissing him off in the magic community. So really fun videos all around, but honestly you have a lot to learn and you have a really good source of information watching Craig and watching all the stuff that he talks about. In fact, I wrote into his show myself. I asked him a question, one that I have answered on this channel myself, but just to give you guys a little taste of what exactly it is that I'm talking about, let's go ahead and take a look at what Craig has to say in the question that I asked. Craig, take it away.
Very expensive. Right, so the next question is by O'Brien Magic. Hey, how you doing? I hope you're well. So often we see performers using tricks exactly as purchased with the same standard pattern, gags, etc. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? What is your approach to adding your own spin or themes to make magic you purchase truly your own? That's an amazingly good question, and there's a few things that you need to kind of bear in mind with this. The first thing that you need to bear in mind is, and I've talked about this on Q&As in the past, so I'm not going to talk about it again too much now, but understanding your character. Understanding the type of performer you are and the type of performer your audience view you as. And that's really important, right? Because once you understand your character, you'll know that there's certain tricks that your character would probably perform and there's certain tricks that your character wouldn't perform. So for my character, for example, I know when I do close-up magic, I'm very much a cheeky kind of guy. I put myself across as a bit of a sleight of hand expert. I'm in no way pretending that I have super magical powers. I'm almost one step up from a scam artist kind of thing. I kind of put the impression over, I'm going to cheat you, but I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. So once I know that that's my character, I know immediately that there's certain routines that aren't going to work. Stuff like hardcore mentalism. You're not going to see me going, right, let me read your mind. I'm going to, and kind of almost like trying to put across that it's real. I might, however, do mental magic, and I might kind of present mentalism in a magical way, but understanding my character will make me better be able to work out what tricks I should or shouldn't do. The reason that's important is because that eliminates half the problem right there, because if I know that a certain trick isn't going to fit my style, I don't even have to worry about it. So once I've got the trick, and let's say I've learned it so I understand the concept behind it, the first thing that I try to think of, and I've talked about this as well, but I think that something very, very important is hook lines. What am I going to say to hook their attention and get them interested? Now, sometimes the hook line that I use is the hook line that is actually included in the product. But other times I'll use a completely different hook line. So for example, Brent Braun's definitely not marked. I think that that's a great hook line. Being able to say, hey, let me teach you how people mark cards. That's a great hook line. I'm not going to change that because the whole premise of the trick revolves around that initial hook, and it's a great hook anyway. It's going to drag people in. But I've bought other routines and other tricks in the past where I've completely changed the initial line because I think, well, this would be better to grab their attention. And when you're thinking about hook lines, you also have to think about what you are interested in as a person. And also, okay, so what you're interested in as a person. So for example, I don't do gambling routines. I just don't do them. When I get a book and there's a gambling routine in there, I just gloss on by because I don't play cards, I don't play poker, I don't play bridge, I don't play backtrack, I don't play any of them. I don't understand them, I don't like them, I don't play them. So because of that, I'm never going to use the sort of hook line of, right, let's play poker, let's play an imaginary game of poker. I'm never going to do that. However, I'm into a lot of geeky stuff. I'm into WWE, I'm into Rubik's Cubes, I'm into, geeky films, I'm into geeky TV. I'm into genre films like that. So you saw a whole bunch of stuff that I did on the channel earlier a couple of months ago. I was putting out loads of stuff on Harry Potter. And the reason is, I'm a massive Harry Potter nerd. So for me, I'm going to create tricks based on presentations that I know. Because if I know something, and I know about something, and I get excited about something, then if I present a trick and I'm using that premise as the presentation, I'm just going to get more excited about it. And enthusiasm sells. It's like sales. Performing is like sales. If I'm enthusiastic about something, people are going to buy into it a lot more. I have lost count of the amount of kids that I've seen perform, and they're using patter exactly as written in the book, or exactly as the performer did it. And it's like, I remember seeing a 12-year-old kid once going, I remember when I was on a business trip to Bongo or something like that. What? And that's one thing I've tried to stop Ryland from doing. I say to him over and over again, dude, you are a kid. So act like a kid. He performed the executive suite, the Alakazam trick on the review show this weekend. This Wednesday, and if you haven't seen it, go check out his performance. It's not a trick that a kid would perform because it's like, well, I travel all around the world, and when I travel all around the world, these are the hotels that I stay in, and they're wonderful and they're amazing, and that wouldn't fit Ryland. So we sat down and we were like, dude, how are we going to present this? And he had the idea of saying, well, my dad goes around the world as a magician, and he collects key cards and he brings them back home, and I want to show you a trick with them. And then when he's taking the cards out of the envelopes, he's got a little thing that he says about each one, like it's like, oh, well, I don't know what my dad was doing there, that sounds dodgy. So now he's taken a trick where the presentation for the trick is completely something that would not suit him, and with just a little bit of tweaking, it now fits his character as a 7-year-old kid. So that's what you need to do, and that's really, really important when you're creating magic, or you're rehearsing magic that you've bought. Think about how you can make it your own by bringing in stuff that you're interested in, thinking about your character, and then you're going to have, you watch the video, film yourself performing it, and then watch it back. And think to yourself, okay, that line would be good there. That line would be good there. Let me try it with that. Let me film it again and do it with that. Does that work? And then be open to change. And what I mean by that is when you actually start performing it to real people, you'll have real people give you lines. I've had so many lines given to me by people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to have that one. That's an amazing line. I'm going to add that in next time. They just shout something out. I'm like, that's awesome. So be prepared to change your presentation once you've performed it a few times, because never is something completely correct. It's always able to be changed. I might do a video on this at some point, but there's a few little tips and a few little thoughts of my own. But let me know down below what you think. I'd love to know your thoughts as well.
All right, so as I said, beautiful answer. I had a very similar answer when I talked about this on my YouTube channel as well. When it comes to kind of creating magic and making it your own, you really want to, bring things that you love into your magic, and kind of, all you have to do is just add like a fun, like little story or a fun theme, like I do like the Pokemon thing, or with anime or Harry Potter or whatever you want, right? Craig talks about how he's a big Harry Potter fan, and he injects that stuff into the magic that he performs. So you take these outside things and you kind of inject things that you love, right? And you inject them into your magic performance, and the audience will definitely, they'll see that. They'll see that you love what you're doing, and they'll respond to that. So like I said, that's just a little snippet of a question and answer segment that Craig did on his show. I highly recommend you go check him out. And if you do, make sure you subscribe to his channel. I promise you're not going to regret it. You have a ton to learn from him. And go ahead and drop a comment and just let him know that Michael O'Brien from O'Brien Magic here on YouTube sent you guys over there. I'm sure he would love the support and the new fan base as well. He's very welcoming. He pretty much replies to almost every comment on his channel, kind of like how I try to do here. If I haven't replied to your comment, I apologize. Been very busy lately, but I do my best to reply to everyone, and Craig does too. He honestly does his best to reply to every single comment. And I've reached out to him. I've chatted with him on Facebook, and he's just a really good guy. You might recognize him. He used to do the World Magic Product Review show for World Magic Shop. I don't know how long ago he stopped doing that, but if you see him and you're like, hey, that guy looks familiar, that's probably where you saw him from. If you're English, you probably already know him already. He's a huge presence in the United Kingdom. If you're here in the United States and you've never heard of him before, congratulations. I get to be your introduction to Craig's work. So anyways, go check him out. Again, link in the description below. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment on this video if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to say hello, or otherwise want me to do a video on a specific topic. I will be happy to do so. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please be sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and don't forget to ring the notification bell to stay updated on future videos.